Il a tué sa femme parce qu'elle ne voulait pas lui laisser voir leur fils, mais au procès, il a accusé sa belle-mère, la mère de la victime, de la manière la plus odieuse qui soit.
She hated you. You're a loser. You know, to do that to your child is pretty sick and disgusting. So, talking about being a good parent,
Personne ne comprenait à quoi leur tueur faisait référence.
it could have all been prevented. All you had to do is let me see my kid. Now you're never going to see her again.
Mais la séquence des événements a été lapidaire contre lui. Quelques minutes après avoir tué Thérèse Ann Lynch et blessé un officier de police, Randall Moore a donné les motifs de son crime au 911.
I didn't want to do any of this.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, all I wanted was my son. I just wanted to see my 7-month-old baby. That's all I cared about.
Ce crime horrible consistait à un enlèvement, des sévices et un meurtre, et tout ça parce que Thérèse Ann avait déposé une ordonnance restrictive contre Moore à cause de la violence constante qu'elle subissait. L'affaire a fait couler beaucoup d'encre, mais l'attitude de l'accusé durant le procès susciterait encore plus de répulsion et de surprise.
What you did to my daughter, Teresa Ann Marie Lynch, was evil, hateful, and despicable. You are now dead and rotting and repulsive to me.
Read the journal she wrote. She hated you. She hated you. You're a loser.
Sa stratégie sordide était de faire tomber la mère de la victime. C'est alors qu'il a décidé de raconter ce que Thérèse Ann avait soi-disant écrit sur elle dans son journal intime.
You know, as Teresa Ann left, I started thinking about why she had left and what could have been done differently during this whole process. And then I started going through some totes of hers. I found a tote that had miscellaneous journals, and I mean, I went through every item. I read every single page of every journal that she had ever written since she was a little girl. And the most shocking thing that I came across, and I even shared this with my mom and my sister Misty here, they both read the letter, is a letter that Teresa Ann wrote to her mom when she was a little girl. And it was addressed to her mom, it was sealed, but it was never stamped, never mailed off. And it talks about the sexual abuse that she endured at the hands of her father, Tim Lynch, and how she hated him for it. And these are quotes from the letter. It says, "I was young, only a little girl, so innocent and pure. He is evil and disgusting," and then talks about it. And then she talks about what he actually did to her, and this is over quite a period of time. That has got to be the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm not saying what I did was any better, but, you know, and then...
D'une manière très froide, il essayait de se déculpabiliser par tous les moyens possibles.
In her journals about how her mom just walked out on her dad with no forewarning, no nothing, and how it ruined her life, and she hated her mom for that. And that's the reason she would never walk out on a relationship. Well, the day that Teresa Ann died, me and her had a conversation, and Teresa Ann, the first thing I told Teresa Ann, I gave her the letter that I wrote for her that talks about the postpartum depression and the things that was going on in her head that I didn't understand as a man because I didn't know what postpartum was. I thought the reason my wife was bitchy and...
Sa déclaration était vraiment répugnante, mais la chose qui a vraiment fait perdre la patience du juge et de toutes les personnes présentes au procès, c'est ce qu'il a dit à propos de sa défunte ex-femme et victime.
And I'll tell you point blank, I have not 1 ounce of remorse for Teresa Ann's death. It could have all been prevented. All you had to do is let me see my kid. Now you're never going to see her again.
C'est la goutte d'eau qui a fait déborder le vase et qui a poussé le juge à donner un discours qui serait vraiment difficile à oublier.
And sometimes you just have to throw caution to the wind. And if I do cross that line today, I'm willing to cross it and pay the consequences. Let me start off by saying if anything should burn in hell, it's not Teresa Ann's yearbooks and her personal memorabilia. When you get to prison, there are 2 men you ought to look up because you have a lot in common. One of them, I sentenced on May 3rd, 2010. He murdered his wife. She was divorcing him. He was lying in wait till she got out of work, then followed her on the freeway, pulled up beside her, put his weapon out the window, shot her, killed her. Of course, the car rolled over and over for a while before it came to a stop. I sentenced him for murder on May 3rd, 2010. On September 30th, 2010, I sentenced a young man to murder. Now, he wasn't married to the woman he murdered. He was living with her. And she was leaving him. He strangled her to death. You three have so much in common, I can't believe it. Yeah, shake your head, yeah, because you know you do.
L'avocat ne pouvait pas supporter ce que Randall Moore avait dit. Sa tentative de susciter la pitié du jury, en plus de sa facilité à se libérer de la responsabilité de tout ce qui s'était passé, a vraiment énervé le juge Novak.
I am really glad you had your right of elocution and you could say everything that you said, because if anybody didn't know what a piece of work you were before you start talking, they know it now. The three of you that I'm talking, I've sentenced 3 people for murder in the last 7 months. And when I say you all have a lot in common, you sure do. And it's been said before, and it can't be said enough. You're cowards. You truly are cowards. You prey on women. They give you their love. They give you their trust. And you betray that. You betray it by physically and or mentally.
Randall Moore a finalement été condamné à 3 peines de prison à vie sans possibilité de libération conditionnelle.
The court doesn't allow me to punish you any more than I'm doing now. If I could, I would.